Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on Play on GAA with me, Seamus Brady, your host, and for this one I'm delighted to be joined once again by Matthew Hurley, the GAA Statsman. We are going to run through all of the weekend's action over these videos, but this video is going to focus on the Munster Hurling Final of 2023. Limerick have made history, winning the Munster title again, their fifth in a row, beating Clare by 123 to Clare's 122 at the Gaelic grounds. Matthew, what a game of hurling. I mean, another epic. And the performances, David McInerney, Tom Morrissey, Mark Rogers, but Aaron Gillane with 111. Just outrageous performances and an outrageous game again.
It was, yeah. It was a brilliant game of hurling. Like last year, it was almost like Clare put it all into it last year, and they thought, what more could we do to beat Limerick? But this game, it's kind of a feeling for Clare. I know there's the free at the end, and we'll talk about that later on, which it probably should have been a free. But Clare, we look back at this game and I think the chances they had, like the first half in particular, 3 goal chances. They took one of them in fairness through Mark Rogers. Brilliant reaction after, I think it was Tony Kenny hit the post. Yeah. Mark Rogers then responded with a brilliant goal. But then Rogers himself, and I think there was one other chance as well. Clare left to be Ryan Taylor is the other one where he could have gone through on goal, but he hit it wide for some strange reason. I'm not sure what went through his head then. And then the Mark Rogers chance which Nicky Quaid saved. So Clare had 3 clear goal chances in the first half. They only took 1, and that probably set the tone for the second half. And Limerick definitely dominated the third quarter. Aaron Gillane, he seemed to be marshalled well enough in the first half by Cian Nolan, but that wasn't going to last because Cian Nolan, obviously Gillane's an outstanding player. Nolan's probably new enough to this system as well with Clare, so it was always going to be a big chance for him, and it proved too much in the second half. Like Gillane scoring that brilliant goal, it was almost like Cian Nolan on a booking. He didn't want to foul him just in case he gets sent off. Gillane run through back of the net and Limerick win it from there. But it was a tight game throughout. Clare definitely gave it their all, but Limerick, it just proves they didn't play well, but they still found a way to win. They didn't play well throughout the whole Munster Championship, but they still found a way to win the championship itself. They're 5th in a row, which is some achievement.
Isn't that just remarkable, though? Like that you can sit there and say, and I don't disagree with you, that Limerick have not been at their best, and they're still Munster hurling champions when you consider the standard of the competition. That, like Cork, for example, that got knocked out, have now, caused a massive nationwide debate that they should be kept in the championship longer, whereas the team that didn't hit top form are the champions.
It's ridiculous, really, when you look at the whole Munster Championship. Like Waterford really put it up to them. I mean, if Waterford had more of an attacking mindset the first game, they probably would have beaten Limerick. The second game against Clare outplayed them. Tipperary probably should have beat them in the third day, and then Cork. Look, it was unlucky from that Limerick just got the goals at the crucial times. But even today, Clare had 44 shots. And we talked about Wexford and Dublin a few weeks back. Wexford had 48 shots that game. And we were saying, like, Dublin should be losing this game. But Limerick conceded 44 shots in this game and somehow won it. They got 36 shots off themselves. But as I said, like, Clare would be absolutely kicking themselves after this. Looking at the stats, particularly from this game, 12 wides, 3 saved, 5 dropped short, and they still couldn't beat them. I know Limerick are an outstanding team and should be applauded, but I think Limerick probably should be more applauded probably last year because they dragged it out against a Clare team that was on top form. This time, I don't think Clare were on top form today. I thought they were very, very sloppy in some aspects of the play. A lot of wides, as I mentioned. Cian Nolan going on Aaron Gillane was a bit of a strange decision as well. I don't know what went through Brian Lohan's mind putting that kind of a player on Gillane. I know Conor Cleary was missing. That was a big loss. But you would have thought Rory Hayes, who did a brilliant job on Seamus Flanagan today, could he have gone on Gillane? These sorts of things, and Clare need to learn from that. But Limerick, like, they could see that number of shots and still win the Munster Championship. And this Munster campaign, they've like, when you look at the goal scoring, actually, they only conceded 3 goals throughout all the games. I know Limerick have performed pretty badly, but they only conceded goals to Peter Duggan, Patrick Horgan, and Mark Rogers throughout the whole Munster Championship, which is in itself is actually impressive enough when you think about that way.
Oh, without doubt. And I think their defence has been one of the key things has kept them alive when they haven't been performing well. Even going forward, the performances from Diarmaid Byrnes and Declan Hannon at crucial moments, particularly the Tipperary game, jumps out when Byrnes really led from the front. And yeah, I completely agree with you. Gillane got definitely led the way, and his goal was fantastic. And Nolan being on a yellow card, you could see he didn't want to put that tackle in and potentially risk getting sent off. But yeah, Clare were on top in the first half. There's no doubt about that. And they led at halftime, 1-11 to 11 points. The Mark Rogers goal chance for a second one, that really could have been crucial, because they really could have put the foot on Limerick's neck in that chance. But they went in at halftime 3 points ahead. Did you think they were going to win it at halftime?
I'll put it this way: if they'd taken the 2 goal chances with Mark Rogers and Ryan Taylor, I thought Clare would have won the game. They would have been 9 points up, hypothetically, at that point, and I thought Clare would have gone on to win it. But 3 points is a dangerous lead in hurling, and it's a dangerous lead, especially against this Limerick team. And Limerick were always going to fight back. Limerick didn't perform well in the first half. I think out of their 11 points, Aaron Gillane scored 7 points out of that, which was far too much reliance. In the second half, especially the third quarter, lads like David Reid, he stepped up. I think he scored 3 second half points alone, which was absolutely superb. These players, they just step up. They never know when to give in. And yeah, I thought Limerick would win it, to be honest with you, in the second half, because Clare just didn't take their chances in the first half. They didn't take their chances either in the third quarter. There was a period of the game where they went 10 minutes without scoring as well in the second half, which you can't do against this Limerick team, clearly. So yeah, I think, look, if they took the goal chances, they would have had a real shot at it. But 3 points was always going to be a dangerous lead. And Limerick were always going to come back biting after them. But even Cian Lynch didn't even come onto and Limerick still won. It just proves they're just a team to be shot at, and they're an outstanding team, like it or not. But I'm sure we'll get on to the decision from later on in the game as well. But I always thought that Limerick would get back into the game, especially with only a 3 point lead. If it was 6, I would have definitely fancied Clare in the second half.
Yeah, well, you're right. We're going to move on to that, of course, the controversial decision. If you're watching, you certainly know which one we are talking about. Was it or was it not a free right at the death? Would you have given it? Yes,
it is a free. Yeah. And to be honest, I go to college in Limerick. I have a soft spot for Limerick and things like that. Sounds pretty weird from a Cork fan now, but that was a free to Clare. That was a stone on free. Literally, I think it was this? I'm not sure which Limerick player it was, but Tony Kelly was in the end of it. But it was a barge. It was definitely a free. And when you look at it, Clare probably should have had more time as well. When you think about it, the fans went onto the pitch. Yeah. Surely they would have to add more time as well. So I think Clare were definitely hard done by in this game. Not so much last year. I know Clare fans complained about last year, but I think Limerick won fair and square. But this year, I think they should feel very, very hard done by that decision. And there were some instances in the game, I don't know, did you notice this, Seamus, as well? Kyle Hayes, Diarmaid Byrnes, when they had the ball, I don't know how many number of steps they took before Clare players fouled them at stages, especially in the first half. Hayes, for example, I think it was around his 25th minute or something like that. He took about 7 steps before the Clare player fouled him. These are certain instances in the game that could swing later on as well. So those were big calls by Liam Gordon today. And unfortunately, especially for the last play of the game today, I think he got it wrong. I know Limerick will be basking in a 5th Munster title in a row. Congratulations to them. But I think he got it wrong in the last play.
Yeah, and I have to say, watching it, it was always... It struck me as being kind of weird, because we always see it the other way, don't we? We always see referees almost take the easy way out of giving a last minute free to basically ensure a draw so that nobody can kind of be unhappy with them. So I was surprised that it went the other way this time. I thought if there's any chance for a ref to give a free at the end of it, you're told that by your coaches. Don't give the referee a chance to give a free in the last minute of the game, because they tend to do that. So I was surprised he didn't do it this time.
It's a big surprise, actually. Yeah, and that's happened actually twice in 2 days in the same kind of bracket of sport in GAA. It happened today with hurling, and it happened yesterday with the Dublin Cork minor game, where Cork were denied a stonewall free to go 2 points up. Dublin go up the other end and equalise, and then Dublin win the game in the end. But the less said about that, the better, to be honest with you. But I actually found that surprising that the referees this weekend wouldn't give a free, a stonewall kind of free, to equalise or win the game or whatever this weekend. I don't know, was it just this weekend in particular? Will they do it again next weekend? You don't know, because the consistency in refereeing nowadays, Seamus, in hurling and football, I think literally, and copped onto this weekend as well. I think it's very, very inconsistent, the refereeing.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
It definitely is. When you think about the one incident is a foul, one incident is a red card, one incident is a yellow card, and they're the exact same foul. One incident is a black card, one incident isn't, and they're both denying a goal scoring opportunity. Like, it is actually so inconsistent in both hurling and football. And I know referees get a hard time in general, but I just think consistency needs to go up. Simply, if this is a free, this is a free as well. And it just level out the playing field a small bit as well. So I think, honestly, Clare should have got that free at the end. And there wouldn't have been any qualms about a draw, to be honest with you, because both sides, in my book, I know Clare had a lot of wides, but I think both sides were level on the field.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you. But the free wasn't given. Limerick have won Munster once again. And now, like, the whole thing is, they were just managing to stay alive. No matter what, they were never down and out. And they are Munster champions. They are into the All-Ireland semi-final. You know where this is going. Can anyone stop them completing a 4 in a row of All-Ireland titles?
I think the closest would have been Clare or Kilkenny before coming into that. Kilkenny, we'll talk about them in the next video now, but I think Kilkenny at stages without their key men were actually very, very good. So they could beat Limerick. I don't think Kilkenny were at their best in the league final, which is why Limerick absolutely pulverised them in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. I just think Kilkenny have a say in this championship, and I know Leinster hurling isn't the best quality, but I think Kilkenny could be miles above if they have all their team available. But the main thing is for Kilkenny to get the likes of Mossy Keoghan fit, to get the likes of Adrian Mullen fit. I don't know, is that possible now, but if they can get them fit, all the better. And Mikey Butler needs to be fully fit. TJ Reid, they need all their players at full fitness, as well as Billy Drennan, who came on against Galway as well. So I think they could put up a fight to Limerick. Tipperary can. They drew against Limerick in the group stage. Clare will still have a say in this championship, but I just think they need to sharpen up in the shooting. So I think, honestly, them three teams are the best shots at stopping Limerick in Tip, Clare, Kilkenny. If none of them stop them, I don't think there's going to be anybody, because no offence to Dublin and Galway, I don't think they're going to be anywhere near Limerick this season. Boy, current form this season.
Yeah, no, definitely would be interesting. I think Galway, you could argue, maybe could be, when you're looking at how close they got to them in last year's All-Ireland semi-final. Dublin, we've never had to face Limerick because the championship has always kept us away from them. I don't think we're going to have to play them this year either, thankfully, because I wouldn't want to run into this Limerick team. But yeah, they are going to be one tough team to stop. There is no doubt about that. And congratulations to Limerick making history, winning their 5th Munster hurling title in a row. Do make sure to check out all the other content that will be put up across the channel, guys, of the weekend. And until the next one, guys, take care.